There we go, attempt number 2 of starting this match, Junk against Yikes. We already saw that Junk has 2 destroyers instead of 3. Hence they have an extra cruiser, and it is also an extra radar, which is double Baltimore, Edinburgh and Chappie against triple Edinburgh from Yikes. Let's see how they're gonna manage this again. We're gonna look at the Yikes, which is Oh Boy and Yeah Boy deployment first, and then we're gonna switch to Junk. Let's see. Let's see about the camos. Do they have a coordinated camouflage? No. I don't see any coordinated camouflage here. Let's see about that. Maybe they're gonna do something special for the final. Who knows? No, nothing like that either here. Okay, too bad. Too bad they don't have a coordinated camouflage. I would love to see that. This is a good sign of recognizing really competitive teams. I'm just joking. Okay, so let's see. So Akizuki, Atago, Amaki and Edinburgh are heading towards A. Even if I suspect that this Edinburgh might... What the hell was that sound? Okay, did you just hear that? Was that a seagull or what? So maybe this Edinburgh can actually just go around B. Or maybe this Baltimore is the designated radar cruiser that is gonna go towards B. Are they gonna ram each other? Okay. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that. So Loyang, Chappie, Baltimore, and NC are gonna go towards C instead. And by the looks of it, the center part of the map, it is pretty open for on the Junk, field. Besides this Baltimore that I think is gonna go behind this island here. On the other side, Yikes is sending a... Oof. The 3 destroyers are sent to this very same side, which is Loyang, Double Akizuki, and the Edinburgh. Are gonna go towards C plus the NC as a support. This Edinburgh is gonna do the same job as the Baltimore is gonna do, which is locking down B cap and preventing it from being capped by the enemy team. While the kiting force, or the delaying force, let's say, is gonna be made of an Atago, Edinburgh, and NC, and they're gonna go towards A. So the major action, it is gonna be around C, I guess, at least from the start. Then we're gonna see how the game is gonna evolve. Let's see. So this Loyang is gonna get into the cap very early on. And if they don't radar him, is he in the radar range of the Baltimore? He will be. If he wants to try to get here, he will be in the Baltimore radar range. Yep, they are radaring him with this Baltimore here. He's not catching anything so far. Let's see. Oh, they do have vision of him now. Okay, this guy gets chunked for 3k HP. He instantly repairs and he gets behind the island. But the thing is that this Loyang is smoking up this Chappie and the Baltimore as well. And he might actually... Where is this smoke gonna end? Because if this guy gets a little bit more far up, he might use the radar. Okay, the smoke is over. But he could have just used his the radars of the cruisers here to actually spam this Loyang and reset him, but no. This guy also reversed a bit, so it is fine. So Yikes get the C cap. Okay. They got vision of the Akizuki as well here because he was shot at. So they do know that they have plenty of forces here. On the other side, nothing is really happening. I don't know if this Akizuki realizes how much freedom he has, in the sense that besides this Edinburgh that can actually radar him, he is completely free to actually get into A and cap it. I don't know if Junk is realizing that. Maybe they saw only one of the 2 Akizukis, not 2. So they might suspect that one Akizuki is around A, which would make sense. But otherwise, I don't see really a point for this Akizuki to not go for A. It doesn't make any sense to me. I get that he wants to go towards B, But by doing that, he might allow this Edinburgh to actually reverse into the cap and cap it. We shall see. This Loyang lost some more HP. I guess the Baltimore with the crossing shot at him briefly. Now he's leaving. This is the chance for this guy to actually leave the cap. Oh, this Baltimore is raiding now, so they do know that he's leaving. He will be caught by crossfire between this Baltimore and this Chapayev. Let's see how is he gonna manage that. He dodges the first Baltimore salvo. Chapayev is not okay. Now he's shooting to the Loyang. Let's see. Chapayev shells are much harder to dodge because they are faster. He loses a couple of other thousands of HP. Okay. They're definitely doing a great job, you know, surrounding this Loyang with radars. 1 radar, 2 radars, 3 radars. But now he's undetected, I assume. Okay. Now Chapayev is radaring again. But he's gonna go outside of the radar range of the Chappy. Bolt. Ooh, and C is joining the party. Ooh. Down to 3.7k and burning. If this Baltimore has a radar, no, he doesn't. I mean, he's outside of the radar range. Down to 2.2 and burning. If he survives, he's gonna have literally 1.8k. Okay, so this will allow this NC to actually go and cap CA apparently. Akizuki is capping B. This Edinburgh was not that free to actually cap A because there's a sneaking point with the Edinburgh inside A from the other side. But it is a little bit dangerous for him because he's exposing himself to the NC here, which is very close to him actually. So if this NC realizes how close the Edinburgh is to him, she might actually try to citadel this guy. Let's see. Amagi is gonna shoot at this Edinburgh, NC is gonna shoot at this one, and let's see who is gonna be more lucky or better with the shots. Amagi salvo is out on the Edinburgh. 5k HP. Let's see about the NC one on this Edinburgh. Basically same outcome. Oh, but Amagi didn't fire with the front turrets. Show some other shells for this Edinburgh. Okay, he dodges. But in the meantime, this Baltimore lost basically 75% of his HP. But Junk managed to get both C and B cap. And with this Loyang so low HP, it is like a Yikes is 1 ship down because this guy is not going to be able to do anything for the rest of the game. Besides smoking up teammates, this is the only thing that he can do. They are trying to gun down this Baltimore, which they might succeed in actually. Yep, he will go down. So first casualty is for Junk, but they might trade with Yakizuki here. Down to 700, burning. I don't think this guy has a repair. Yep, he doesn't have a repair here, and he's gonna go down. So 1 Akizuki for a Baltimore. Decent-ish trade, but I'm not sure. Considering the fact that Yikes has already almost lost this Loyang, and they are actually losing the Akizuki as well, the second one. This means that they are out of destroyers, basically, during this match. He's down to 3k HP, and yeah. He's been forced back again. Line fire not catching him, but basically the destroyers of Yikes are out of HP, both of them, Loyang and Akizuki, while the destroyers of Junk are pretty much healthy. So, and they're getting A as well. So apparently Junk, as you can see, all the ships from Junk are much closer to the caps because they have a much more aggressive positioning here, in the sense that they're much more present around the caps, and they are also they do have the strategic advantage of having 2 destroyers pretty healthy and against 2 destroyers that have no HP basically. So even if the HP wise they look pretty similar, the difference is less than 10k. It is 12k actually. So just a BB salvo can rebalance this, but the distribution of the damage is much more even. Here, besides this Amagi that is taking a ton of damage, she's also risking to eat some torpedoes here. No, she's gonna reverse out of them. Okay. Yeah, this Amagi is a little bit under pressure, under heavy pressure actually, but the other ships are pretty healthy, all of them. While these two destroyers, as I said, they are virtually out of the game. They're just a torpedo spammers and nothing more at this point. Amagi is set on fire again. Does she have a repair? No, but she's healing. So if they cannot spot her, they're gonna get her back in action at some point. This NC gets 2 torpedoes from the Akizuki, so very good torpedoes from the Akizuki. And I don't know, the Amagi staying alive like that is now a major issue for Yikes. Even if she's still burning, actually. Does she have vision of the NC? Oh, they do have vision of the Amagi though. Okay then. Amagi goes down. That was a little bit surprising to me. Maybe she was... How did she... She was radar by the Edinburgh, I think. Okay. Oh, best torpedo shield ever. The Amagi wreck. Yep. Oof, this Edinburgh managed to survive thanks to this wreck saving him. But now he's exposed, but he's still inside the smoke. So as long as he's not radared, he's fine. Oh, the two NCs rammed each other. Okay, I completely missed that. But the Edinburgh managed to get inside C and he's now contesting it. While this other Edinburgh is actually trying to push away the Loyang and the Chappie. But this is the point. This NC is too low HP to actually push in, I think. She's healing, which is a good thing for Yikes, but I don't see this happening against a almost full HP Atago and this Edinburgh that is in position to actually torp if needed as well. So Yikes has to make a move, a decisive move inside A, and possibly pick up a kill as well. And don't die in the meantime, which is not that easy. They are kind of crossfiring the Chapayev, but Edinburgh shells from that range do not have an insanely good penetration. So, but Edinburgh has the heal, Chapayev doesn't. Let's see about this trade. He is now forced to onto the map border, which is a little bit awkward to see in competitive, because abusing the border is not a a decent thing. But if you have to preserve your ship from dying, you're gonna do that. Look at that. This is a little bit unfair in my opinion, getting this kind of advantage from the map border. But it is a game mechanic, so it is not the player fault that the game is designed like that. He's also trying to get himself unstuck from here, but yeah, not the best design ever. As we said before, Edinburgh and NC were not in the real position to actually push into this cap, and they got killed, both of them. And yeah, this is a solid junk win. They're gonna trade here Chappie for this Edinburgh, because it is gonna be gunned down by the Akizuki. And yeah, I mean, ship-wise they are similar, and HP-wise they're actually similar, but the map presence and the spread of the HP is massively different. Let's see about this Atago versus Atago engagement here. One set of the torpedoes is out. Let's see if he can dodge it or not. Doesn't seem like it, and these torpedoes do hurt a lot. There we go. I think that they're gonna trade here. Atago has AP loaded, and this guy is gonna launch torpedoes. Is he? Oh, he's not. Oof. Last second to avoid the ram. Well done. And Edinburgh is charging in at Baltimore. A lot of 1v1 are happening at the same time. Let's see about this one. I think this is gonna be a... Is this gonna be a ram? Or a single launch torpedoes, I guess? Oof, he didn't manage to launch the torpedoes in time, I guess. And now it is only this Akizuki left that is smoking up for... I don't know what... Okay, he's just refusing. He's just giving up. And I think this is... I mean, this is definitely over. So, well done to Junk. 1-0 to Yikes. Okay then. So Junk 1, Yikes 0. Next map is going to be Shatter. And let's go. So Oh Boy against, Yikes against Junk, round 2. Oh, a Tirpitz. I didn't see a Tirpitz in a while. So NC Tirpitz for Yikes. Double Edibro, double Atago, double Akizuki and a Loyang. So they definitely changed their setup from the previous match. Junk replies with 2 NCs, 2 Baltimore, Edinburgh, Atago, Chappie, and 2 only destroyers, Atago and Akizuki again. So Junk is actually going for the double destroyer setup again, and while Yikes is going for the triple destroyer setup, but with some major changes over the last battle. So let's see. Let's see. So first of all, within the 2 minutes of the match, you can call a restart. So let's see what they are doing. So Junk is moving this Edinburgh towards the C area. I think this is the designated guy to lock the C cap for the entire match. Atago is also moving to this flank NDNC, while they are sending the 2 destroyers, Chapayev, Baltimore, and this other Baltimore NDNC towards the A-B area. I think this Baltimore is gonna try to lock the B area, and all these other guys are gonna try to make a major move around A. Yikes is, on the other hand, sending an Edinburgh around C, which is expected. They are also sending a Tirpitz and an Atago there. Okay. While they're sending the 2 destroyers all together around B, I'm not sure if these 2 Akizukis are gonna join the Loyang around B. They're supported by an Edinburgh as always, and then we have only an Atago and an NC roaming around A. So this looks like kinda the same spread of the previous match, but the fact that you're sending the Loyang in the central cap of the map in a very aggressive way, actually. I think he wants to get behind this island, but he is definitely in radar range of the Baltimore. But once again, there is no one. I mean, this Edinburgh can definitely shoot at this Loyang for sure. Oh, they are blind firing him. They think that he's here, but he's actually way closer than they think he is. I don't think they have time to do that because of the delay between the radars, the radar and the vision that you get. So early cap for Yikes. Okay, so as I said, these 2 Edinburghs are gonna just stay on 2 different sides of this island, and let's see what is gonna be happening on this other side. This Akizuki is caught nose in while approaching the cap. He was radared by this Baltimore, I assume. And what is this Baltimore gonna do now? Oof. Nice chunk here, roughly 10k damage from... who? Maybe it was the Tirpitz. Must have been the Tirpitz, or... I'm not sure if that was an Atago volley from here. Definitely not an Atago volley. He's 20 km away from that. So it must have been a Tirpitz or DNC over the islands, but I don't think so. Nevertheless, this Akizuki is now contesting A. Is he gonna be... these torpedoes are nasty though. He's gonna fully accelerate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wrong timing for that kind of stuff. He needs to keep reversing and turn, otherwise he's gonna hit the torpedo on the central part of the ship. Ooh. He managed to get it on the stern, but that was a huge damage again. And he's still spotted. Is he spotted? No, he's now gone dark. But this guy has lost all his HP almost for the torpedo. And once again, Junk is extremely punishing against the destroyers of Yikes. This is extremely punishing, and they already got a destroyer to almost no HP. This Baltimore is trading some health to do that, so he's down to less than half HP. But also the fact of placing all the destroyers in the same place gives Junk the opportunity to actually surround them somehow with radars and chunk them down whenever they try to actually approach a cap. I mean, if you bring a Tirpitz, you want to actually brawl in this thing. You are expected to actually brawl, because you don't bring Tirpitz for the accuracy or for the overmatch capacity. You bring Tirpitz because of the good armor, let's say, and the torpedoes, usually, at least. I mean, I would do that if I would have, if I was to bring a Tirpitz, I would do that for those reasons. Now, oh, this Baltimore is dead. Nice torpedoes there. Okay, Loyang finishes the kill on the Baltimore, so the first casualty is once again for Yikes, and in the sense that they got the first kill, but they got the first kill also in the previous match, but then Junk managed to turn the tide of the match, so nothing is sad here. We need to see how the game is gonna be deploying. Torpedoes on this Atago that should be running Hydro and should be able to dodge them pretty easily. These are Loyang torpedoes that are not super fast. They do have a good concealment though, so let's see. He might eat this one. Can he dodge it and accelerate out of it in time? Oh, nope. He took it. This Akizuki that was low HP got killed by the NC. He was radared by the Choppy. Yep, I guess. And that is 1-1 on the scoreboard. As I said, the team that actually gets the first kill, it is not necessarily the team that is actually gonna win. And now this Edinburgh is left all alone. This trip is gonna play ring around the rosy with the NC, but the NC is gonna push the Edinburgh out. And there are this Atago and this Edinburgh that are waiting for that, and that are ready to actually deal with that Edinburgh. That has to run forward if he doesn't want to get shotted by the NC. The Tirpitz accuracy against this Edinburgh was really trash, but Tirpitz is not reliable as a gun platform, let's say. Oh, is he gonna be Citadels? Oh, massive damage here. Massive damage. Torpedoes from point blank range. I think he's gonna rotate and launch the other ones as well. He takes one. Let's see, is he gonna be dead from the Citadels? Not really. And Edinburgh firing angles of the torpedoes are great, but he dodges the second salvo. He gets the Edinburgh killed, and the Edinburgh he might even succeed in actually, he might even torp the NC. There we go. Torpedoes are out, but this guy is realizing that and he's stopping. Good AP salvo from the Atago. This guy in the Atago is also very low HP, but that Edinburgh maneuver was not the best move from the Junk Edinburgh. I mean, these Tirpitz proved to be valuable in the sense that they pressured the Edinburgh to actually do the same thing that this guy was forced to do. But in the final outcome of this thing is that the Tirpitz is now gonna get his YOLO off on the NC here. And okay. Plus, Yikes has the double cap A and B. So this comp here killed the Akizuki, but just now this Loyang is approaching the A cap, and I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough to actually cap. I mean, they only have one radar ship, which is an Edinburgh, but I'm really curious to see how the final outcome of this encounter here. Tirpitz against North Carolina. Let's see. I mean, this guy might... the best move for him is to go for the ram. There's no way he's gonna kill the Tirpitz from that range. There's absolutely no way. While this guy will actually look for, you know, a drive-by or and possibly a YOLO torp on the NC. But he needs to play it smartly, because if this guy fully accelerates, he can ram him. But he's not doing that, actually, which is a little bit surprising to me. Oh, he wants to get to the side to use his torpedoes from perfectly. He has to land basically 3 torpedoes to be sure about the kill. So, massive damage. What? Did he just whiffed all the torpedoes from like 0 kilometers? 0 meters? What the hell was that? I mean, they're gonna get the kill regardless. But that was some interesting torpedo... I mean, some interesting torpedoes there. Okay. They got the NC killed regardless. Now, but the old boy NC, the Yikes NC, is gonna go down. Well, never mind. 68 HP. And there's no way they're not gonna convert it into a kill, right? Point in this NC. There's no way he's gonna let this guy get away with that. Akizuki finishes the kill. And this is 3-2 kill-wise. Point-wise, the Junk is in serious troubles. They have more than 500 points to claw back, which is a huge gap. And this Loyang can win the trade with that Loyang, if it stays a 1v1 like that. Because this NC is gonna be YOLO torped by somebody. The Akizuki or the Loyang or both. Let's see. Oh! He saw that coming, so he loaded HE in advance. But that was not enough, definitely, to actually get the kill. This guy is smoking up. I think he just whiffed his torp. No, he's gonna get him perfectly, actually. Yep, this NC is down. And yep, this is a Yikes win. Nice. So I think we are gonna... I mean, we are definitely gonna see the decider here. I mean, in my opinion, the biggest issue for Junk was the presence of these Tirpitz in the central part of the map, because these Tirpitz literally denied the move that the NC and the Edinburgh were actually pulling off on this Edinburgh that was actually locking the C cap, because the Tirpitz being here and forcing the Junk Edinburgh to actually out of his position earlier than when he wanted. That was a major move, in my opinion. Might not seem like a major move and a decisive move, but in my opinion it actually was. Also, this comp here was held very well from by Yikes. They lost an Akizuki, yes, but other than that they didn't lose any other ship on this flank until the or did they lose anything else? Well, they lost the NC, but that was when the game was already decided, let's say. So after some, you know, some initial troubles, let's say, they settled down very well, and I think they are... I mean, they actually deserve to go to the decider. These two teams are really good, and even if Junk, I wouldn't say steamrolled Yikes in the first match, but they were far superior to them. And in this match, Yikes literally had an amazing management of the map and about the ship picks. Well done to them. I didn't expect the Tirpitz to be that effective against a very skilled team as Junk, but it was. Chapayev goes down, and this is actually the final win, I mean the final kill of the match. So GG to Yikes for bringing it to the decider. So the score is now 1-1. Team Alpha won the second map, and we are gonna see Okinawa, which is the decider. Awesome. Hopefully nobody's gonna crash. So the very final game of this day and of the knockout stage, it is gonna be once again Junk against Yikes. 1-1 is the current score, and this is the very final game. So, oh, I see some differences. So Amagi and C, this is not different. Baltimore, Edinburgh, Atago, Chappie. So this time, Junk opted for a triple destroyer setup, so double Akizuki and a Lo Yang, which is the same setup DD-wise that Yikes has. On the flip side, Yikes keeps the double Atago, double Edinburgh, double NC setup, which, I mean, they dropped the Tirpitz because, as you can see, Okinawa is a much more open and bigger map. So Tirpitz is good in those maps that where there are these narrow channels, these little passages, and in which you can sneak in and get your YOLOs with torpedoes, provided the fact that you can actually land them. But yeah, this is what you want in a Tirpitz usually. But in this map, a Tirpitz would really suck because it is almost ocean, so no, not a lot of islands to sneak around or something like that. So that said, Yikes moves Edinburgh, Atago, and DNC towards C. This Edinburgh is gonna go or stay around B, I guess. While the three destroyers, as always, they always go together. They are moving towards B or C. They're moving in between. We are not sure yet. While Atago and NC are also supporting them, going around C, apparently at least. On the other side, Junk is moving Baltimore Akizuki towards the A flank, supported by this NC. One Akizuki and another Edinburgh are going towards B, and the rest of the force is moving towards C. So this time, Junk is sending one destroyer per cap, basically, and okay, interesting. So they're not playing with double a destroyer plus the Edinburgh. They're only playing with this Akizuki and the Edinburgh. Okay. Let me just ban this bot. Really nice and easy. There we go. Perfect. There we go. And let's go. So the difference is that Yikes has an Edinburgh here, but it doesn't have a destroyer with it, while this Akizuki is leaving the Edinburgh, maybe to rejoin, to actually go around A. Of course, Yikes is putting a lot of resources and a lot of, you know, effort in around the C cap, which it is a good thing, but it is still gonna be a big gamble here. Chape of radars, the destroyers, he might shoot this. Yeah, this Akizuki is gonna be his target because it is the only one that he can shoot at. Nice damage, 4k salvo. And this attack was shooting the other Lo Yang. She whiffed it though. Okay. These torpedoes are not gonna have range to reach that Chappie, I'm afraid. Yep. And he's also turning away. But they didn't manage to get huge chunks of damage on the destroyers, unlike the previous games. So this Lo Yang will be able to actually cap C, unless this guy manages to reverse in time. But I don't think this is actually happening. What the hell? That plane, goddammit. But one thing is that Yikes doesn't have any kind of radar coverage on this flank, while Junk has this Chapayev. So this is a huge advantage that Yikes, that Junk has. But once again, they didn't manage to get any kind of extra value out of that radar. Yeah, he shot at this Kizuki a little bit, but not the kind of damage that you might expect. The Samagi though is always very accurate with the DD shooting. Oh, and this NC is actually pushing in. NC is actually making a move here. She's actually pushing in, and she's trying to set up a kind of a crossfire between this Baltimore and her against these cruisers here, I guess. Is she aiming at her? Yeah, she's aiming at them. And let's see, these guys are forced to run away here because, yeah, they cannot sustain this kind of a crossfire between this Baltimore and this NC here. Okay, so Junk is actually heavily pressuring the north flank of Yikes, and they got B cap and A cap at the same time. So now the points are gonna tick into their favor. This Edinburgh is gonna push in, but being forced to do that, it is gonna expose him to the Amagi overmatching fire. So plus, if this NC decides to actually go for the straight here, for the narrow straight, and YOLO the Edinburgh, unless there are some major torpedo volleys like that, I don't see a way for this. I mean, she is refusing to do that now, but they will heavily be in need of a push here, because I don't understand why this NC halted the push here, because Yikes is definitely gonna get B otherwise. Let's see, are they gonna get it? No. Andibo was forced. Oof, as I was saying, this guy was radared and he's exposed to the Amagi overmatching fire. So, he got chunked pretty hard. But now he should be okay. Yeah, they lost vision of him. And they don't have any good way of actually getting vision back. I mean, this Loyang will have vision of him. But if this Loyang gets vision of the Edinburgh Raiders, how much support firepower-wise these Akizukis are gonna be able to provide to the Edinburgh? Let's see. Edinburgh is now gonna be spotted, surely. Now the question is he does he have the radar available or not? Let's see. He's not radaring. But he is spotted, right? He is spotted. So maybe he just used his radar. I'm not sure. Amagi shells are out. Another big chunk of damage. No citadels actually, but decent chunk of damage. I think this Akizuki is trying to smoke screen this Edinburgh to allow him to cap. But now this Edinburgh here repositioned himself. So the fight for B cap is still undecided. In the meantime, these guys are actually trading okayish. There are definitely two cruisers against four. I mean, I take it back. These guys were trading fine against Junk, but all of a sudden this attack gets chunked for 15k by this NC, and all of a sudden this flank is actually looking much weaker than it used to be. And well, this Akizuki took a torpedo from the Atrago. I think it took a torpedo, so he's down to 4k HP. So HP wise, these guys do not look very good, especially the two destroyers, but I'm not sure here. I'm not sure because they had Yikes has a ship disadvantage, but they have a point, the HP advantage, because as you can see, plenty of ships from Junk are kind of struggling. The two Akizukis are low HP, the Chapayev is below half HP, Baltimore is half HP, so and on this side, the Akizuki are half, Edinburgh is half, and the others are fine-ish. So Yikes is getting the B cap, definitely. Briefly at least, because this Edinburgh is gonna reverse in at some point. Especially now that this NC is forced back, so there's literally no one that can shoot that Edinburgh anymore. So this guy is gonna just stay here and radar for the rest of the game. On the other side, this Loyang is doing the same maneuver, reversing into the cap. He's now spotted. Yeah, he is spotted now, but no actual hits. No actual hits for this Loyang. And while on the other side, this Loyang is being shelled by that Chappie from the long range. Yep. As I said, this Edinburgh is able to actually cap B, because as you can see, the northern part of the map, all this area is in full control of junk at this point. Actually, full control. Junk has managed to retake B. They are even contesting C. So the point income for Yikes now, right now, is literally 0. So Yikes need to reposition and reassemble somehow and do something, because if everything stays like that, they're gonna lose. Also, this Edinburgh being nosing like that with Inamagi that close, if he gets radared like he is now, he might go down. Let's see. Amagi shells are out. Let's see about the dispersion and the RNG. Wow, that was some next level trash dispersion. I mean, maybe he aimed a little bit too low, but yeah, definitely was not favored by the RNG here. They are sending back the 2 Akizukis to face the other Akizukis of junk. But this will mean that, I mean, even if they get 1 kill, they will still have the cap disadvantage, because they will not have anyone being able to contest the B cap. So I'm not sure about this move. I mean, it would have been okay-ish to send 1 Akizuki back, but 2, very questionable in my opinion. Because once again, who is gonna contest B? Because this Loyang cannot leave here, because he knows that the enemy Loyang is around here and he's gonna try at some point to recontest it. So they need somebody to contest B, which cannot be this Edinburgh, because as we saw, the moment he gets into the cap, he gets radared by this Edinburgh here, and this Amagi can be very, very dangerous for him. So I'm heavily questioning here, what are these guys gonna do? I mean, they got 1 Akizuki, they got him, okay, but even if they kill the Akizuki, which they will probably, what are they gonna do next? Akizuki is down, but they're still gonna be, I mean, the ship count is even now, but what next? Are they gonna try to kill the Baltimore? Maybe, but even if they kill the Baltimore, they need a way to actually contest B. Otherwise, it is gonna be over, regardless. Oh, no, Yellow Yang dodges the torpedoes. Full HP NC is now pushing in. But this is kind of, I mean, this is the do or die situation. Because, oh, Amagi is also on the path of eating some torpedoes. No, she's actually kiting away. Because now all these guys need to do is to kite away and farm down this lonely NC that is pushing in on her own in a 3 ships plus this destroyer crossfire basically. This Edinburgh with the other NC is forced to push into B. These Akizukis and the Edinburgh are trying to gun down the Baltimore, which is, I mean, they can succeed in that, but the Akizuki is there to smoke up the Baltimore to protect him, to try to protect him at least. He's down to 10k HP. Oof, massive damage, 7k. He's still burning. Do they have vision of him? They lost vision of that guy, but they're gonna keep blind firing him. 2k HP, 1.3. If he gets set on fire, he's dead. 1.1. They will keep blind firing him for good here until they find him again. 1. Let's see. 400. 100. Okay, the Baltimore is down. But look at that. DNC is also almost down here. But yeah, the NC is definitely down from the torpedoes. So well done from the Loyang getting the NC down. And now this Loyang that has far less HP than this one is not going to be able to actually hold this Loyang from actually pushing him and getting the C cap. These Akizukis have proven to be valuable, but once again, Yikes doesn't have the cap advantage. This is the point. And this Loyang is definitely gonna go down. He's was hydroed by the enemy, by this Loyang. The Chapayev is too far away to provide the radar, so he's gonna get away with it, most likely. But this means that he's not gonna be able to prevent this guy from actually going back if needed. Because I think that what Yikes wants to do is keep B contested, get inside A and cap it while keeping C as well. But they're not gonna keep C, no way. They have far too less firepower here. They have far too, too weak firepower. Ooh, Amagi salvo on the Atago. Oof, he was lucky. Lucky with the dispersion. But definitely a tough match, definitely a close match. I like that. The Kizukis are actually inside the cap, but they need to pay attention to this Edinburgh because he's literally full HP. He might still have one radar available. He used a couple of them for sure. Wow. 2 torpedoes from the Akizuki managed to catch one Akizuki, full HP, and he goes down. Okay. So this put them even more forward in the scoreboard. That is a major kill. That is a major kill for this Akizuki and for Junk. This might even be the the kill that they needed to actually win the match. Who knows? We'll see if this is gonna prove to be crucial or not that crucial for the final outcome of this match. I don't understand why these 3 ships are still here far back. I think that maybe they are not realizing that they are in a tricky position in the sense that with one cap Yikes doesn't win apparently because they have 220 points, sorry, 210 points to claw back. Ooh, nice damage on this NC, on this Amagi by the NC. She's also burning, she's healing, but the Atago is doing a good job chipping him down. He repairs the fire as well. Lo Yang is capping. NC is now moving, going for the push. She's shooting the Edinburgh there. No citadels, just a couple of pens. Let's see, is this gonna be a ram or is this gonna be some kind of, I don't know, drive-by? No, this is a ram. NC gets the final volley with the back turret inside the smoke, but it is a whiff. But this is in Yikes' favor because now this Edinburgh is able to actually cap because this Edinburgh here was forced back or was forced away. So even if they, I don't know, if they let this Loyang cap C, are they fine with that? No, because they need to contest it or to get a kill. They need somehow to get some points because as you can see, the match ends in 2 minutes and 40, sorry, 35 now, and Junk wins in 2 minutes and 25. So not happening unless they get a kill, which, I mean, I think that it will come down to these 2 Edinburghs here. This guy will actually try to go for the ram. This guy will actually try to go for the torps and avoid the Amagi shells that are actually gonna be shot at him. Definitely, they're already on the way. Let's see. Looks like way too far in the back. But this guy was citadel for good early on in the game. So, and while this guy wasn't, so I guess, yeah, this guy has definitely a huge advantage over this other Edinburgh. He's also being helped by all the others here. Amagi shells are out again. This time he's stopping. He's avoiding them. Well done. Good job. He used one of the heals. Down to 11k. He needs to get the kill and survive if they want to actually have a chance of winning this game, which I don't think this is happening, honestly speaking. Let's see about the next volley of the Amagi. Oh, okay. Cruisers AP for the win, and well, Junk wins. Well done by the 2 teams. What a fight in the end. Well done, Junk. Junk is actually proceeding to the final. Well done. Well done. Okay then. Very good. So we have the finalists. we have Junk and Shaft that are gonna be playing the final next weekend, while Yikes and Yoink are gonna be playing the final for the third place.